December 24th, happy holidays, the last week of the year, the last week of the decade. And we are heading to a solar eclipse, a new moon in Capricorn that will happen between tomorrow, December 25th to December 26th, depending where you are in the world. And this is intense, and not just like every January that we are projecting and planning a new year ahead, because this is what is Capricorn, is strategy, is about building and very much related to business. This year, or this month, is about planning the rest of our life almost 30 years ahead. When we speak Capricorn, we are speaking about 30 years, but this cycle is a closure of 35 years Saturn-Pluto since the 1985-86, and we are closing and starting a new cycle of 500 years. This is a new phase of humanity. It was lovely living in the last decade and the last specifically year that most people in the Western world, despite all the protest and a lot of revelation of corruption in governments, we have access to money, to vacations, to buy whatever things we need. But seems that a new paradigm is about to unfold already. And this is intense, a lot of gravity. Saturn is the ruler of time in Greek, meaning chronos, synchronicity, is what creates the cycle of death and life. And we are all feeling the blockages and the challenges that we need to face. So this is definitely for individuals and to governments and to the world a moment of not just major decisions, but destiny matter. I spoke in the last videos about the North Korea, what is about to happen in the end of this winter. And in the Get Prepared 2020, I showed the main transits that are about to happen during this year. Epic aspects and energies that the entire world and people will involve with. In March, this is a big change, when Saturn will move for first time after a long time to Aquarius, and in May the nodes will move from the axis of Cancer Capricorn to the axis of Gemini Sagittarius. And this is about a new way of communication, a new way of trade. So I'm very much about to end the forecast that I'm doing 6 months ahead, that you could find in the link below this video, to oil, gold, crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and you could enjoy it too. Gold is going higher from here on, and I just published today the last update that I waited to see a confirmation through something in a technical analysis measurement to support with the aspect that I'm projecting forward. And gold is going to a new highs during this year. Oil is going to drop also below the 50 and the 45. And I cannot tell exactly when. This is, you could see in the charts that I'm providing. Bitcoin, I'm saying and repeated in the last videos, good time to accumulate. around the level of the 7K, and even that we had a little bit of extra promotion sale for the 6,500. This is what we waited for. Adaptation, something need to be done already. We are speaking about new way of communication and trade. People must to upgrade their intelligence ability to manage sort of a new technology asset. Some old people today having still difficulties using the machines in the bank, or using digital thing, but less and less human service are involved, and people must to adapt into such a new way of behavior digitally. But it's not just about the trade, and not just about the markets as we used to trade so far, because Saturn-Pluto conjunction now actually is a very slow transit that will start opening a very big one. We will see it little by little every year, the change of the paradigm. But inside of this transit, like Jupiter-Pluto conjunction that will happen 3 times from March on, will do a big transformation. And unfortunately, I see a lot of distractions happening, and the need of people to unify power and to stop acting as individuals that, as we see by far, people prefer living alone, people prefer working alone in order to be more protected. And we know, even in music, years ago we saw a lot of groups of singers like together. Then we are having a single singer on the stage with her own team, but we are back in a way, but in a new paradigm, to communities. It's maybe a little bit hard to imagine how it will unfold and what we're going back to sort of tribe. Yeah, we need really to be flexible here to see what will be the demand that will require such urgency for people connecting and using energies in collaborating way together. The astrology is showing that humanity is going to pass through a lot of challenges. And through those challenges, that of course will not happen on every place and kilometer on the world. Even in the biggest wars we had in the history, some areas still had parties on the same time. So it's also related where we are. We are speaking about big issues with the atmosphere and the earth as climate changes that also will be part of what we should worry. I'm very much recommending all of you to watch the North Korea video I've just uploaded this week, a few days ago, and to see also what this is all about. In March 2020, we are about to have a trine between the North Node, still in Cancer, to Uranus in 4 degrees. So this is just showing that the entire consciousness, human collective consciousness, is going into a new paradigm also. And it's related to food, basic needs, and each one, first of all, to connect with the opposite of capitalistic system, Capricorn, into more inner needs and being safe, being healthy. So health is something very urgent that we are needing to look at. In the US natal chart, the coming 2 years are going to be very hard. Pluto of the United States is in 27 degrees in the second house of Capricorn. And Saturn will be in 27 degrees already this February, meaning Saturn will conjunct Pluto of the US. This is a moment of crisis. And the second house is related to money, to resources. And more interestingly than this, because Mercury of the US is in 24 degrees in the 8th house. So Saturn and then Pluto will come on this axis in the coming 2 years. It's going to be very challenging regards money, resources, and the sovereignty of the USD. So definitely by connecting this puzzle that something is going to break the status quo of what we're relating with oil and with the alliances that we see with the Saudis, etc. We are seeing some hints with the news and what is happening. I also shared a piece of what I'm providing on a weekly basis to members about crypto. That my suspicion is that XRP collaborating in a way to the Fed. Those 2 videos deleted are not in YouTube, are in the alternative channel. And who knows? You know. XRP is not a crypto digital asset. Its essence is to work with the government and to maintain the capitalistic system into war, moving into digital way. But people are going to hate so much control. And this year, the peak of the confrontation between liberty, free people, desire, and right against the authorities. We will see many different themes of this battle. And we need to have courage here and to be very wise and to think in different patterns to survive this. So I spoke very generally speaking about it, even speaking a little bit how to say it? To cryptic my word of expressing it, seems that XRP enabled the last curve all-time high in the stock market with the strategies how we know already that the Fed really inflated the stock market by and purchased by the last 2 months to help the elite or the CEOs getting their rewards. And actually through XRP, that having the access and the bridge between the crypto market that has a lot of dollars availability into the fiat market. And also, tax-wise, could actually reduce the tax paying for the gains of XRP, as we are speaking here about a company. So maybe it served both sides to finish the year with sort of losses. I guided my members for months for this exact target of 0.18, and I spoke about 50% off, starting exactly on November 4th. And I thought at the beginning that exactly this November 4th, it seemed to me a repetition pattern in astrology to many other markets. I assumed that November 4th is going to be the peak. But we saw a very nice game here from November to the end of this year, almost 2 months. So yeah, now crypto is about to take another leg up, but it's very interesting dynamic that unfortunately I cannot tell right now, but it's a good level if you are still interested to not be late. The 7K is something that you need to consider. Something very amazing is about to start from this spring 2020, and this is related with Saturn moving to Aquarius and for the nodes changing axis. North node will move to Gemini, and Jupiter-Pluto conjunction in March. It's intense and turbulent, and it will last very strongly into the end of the year. And the last conjunction of Pluto and Jupiter will happen in November, the election month. So very interesting. And together with the aspect on the US, a big news are going to be part of our life. Unfortunately, it seems that humanity is okay. The humanity is going to a very good place. Remember that in 2024 we are going to the era of Aquarius. So we understand that the dynamic Aquarius is the sign of people, innovation and people. So we are going into a good position in humanity that finally will bring more equality and more fair place to be. And maybe not related to one ticket of socialism, capitalism, or other. Maybe it's another new paradigm or definition that would need to be part of it. We are going into recession. We see the fundamentals also showing a lot of declines. Even the stock market is showing us different story. Everything is like cyclic. Nothing is going parabolic forever. And we need to get prepared. But the most important responsibility is what decision we are promising to ourselves. And still in the direction of Cancer, meaning what is good to me, what feels to me safe, being my best version of myself. And not in order to show others how successful and big am I. Capricorn. Indeed, this year is exactly with Jupiter on the South Node. A lot of karma, a lot of truth check, each one to his life. I said in yesterday World Weekly Astrology, you will see it by tomorrow, that we need actually to say and to speak this week, never again. Everyone also need to promise himself what, not anymore. Promise to yourself what's not before you are defining what yes, because it's very hard right now to commit to what the future is about. And I'm telling you that March is very revolutionary. But at least you know what is your path, what is your inner truth, what you are believing in, what are your values to follow. This part of the thing that, or the main thing we need really to focus on. What you commit to feel and not just to have, or without dependency on what condition for yourself feeling relaxed or happy. What you choose to feel and what should be maybe the best scenario for you feeling this that is not related to money and comfort. And it's hard, I know, because it's very solid. We are so much in the old paradigm, and this Pluto Saturn is about changing paradigm. We need really to use here our intuition very much. In the time of the solar eclipse, Mercury will be on the galactic center point. So very much trust the insights and the signs that will come to you through different synchronicities and ideas that will start telling you if you are on the right path or not, or what may be a good idea to do. Hopefully it was resonating with something with you. And I'll see you in the next video. And follow me. Check the link below and see more of my services to your needs. Bye.